So the next thing when it turns to welder qualification is filler metal. And ABS, it's not weird, it's just kind of strange for us welders, is that they do welder qualification by classification of the filler metal they welded with. And normally that works out just fine. It always works out just fine, but there's a couple of weird artifacts from that. And one of them is flux core. So anybody who's run dual shield flux core and inner shield flux core will tell you they run completely differently. Everything about them is different. But technically on paper, if you're certified with dual shield, you're certified with inner shield and vice versa. And that's because, like I said, ABS does certification by filler metal classification. And in that case, A5.20, dual shield and inner shield are both in there. So if you're qualified with dual shield to 520, you're also qualified with everything else in 520. It's just one of those weird things. Stick welding is a little different. Stick welding is its own classification. It's 5.1, but they go by F number. And F number is the different classifications of stick electrode. There is F1, F2, F3, and F4. So how the ABS has decided all this stuff, and the F numbers go back forever, is they say F1 is the easiest to weld with, F4 is the hardest. So if you certify with F4, you're certified to weld all of these. If you certify with F3, you're only certified to weld with 3, 2, and 1, but not F4, because it's a more difficult weld to run. And some examples of this, F1, the big one is E7024, which nobody runs anymore, but it runs great, it's a lot of fun. F2 is going to be our old friend E6013. F3 is going to be E6010. And these are all representations. There's a huge group of fillers in each one of these. Those are what they are. And then F4 is going to be the low hydrogen, which is E7018 and all the other 18s. So that's why when we're doing stick certifications, we don't do certifications with 6010 because it won't allow you to weld with 7018. Whereas if you weld with 7018, you'll be able to weld with all of these different welding rods. The last thing I want to talk about is how long are your certs good for? And the answer is forever, unless. And that's unless you don't weld with that process within 6 months. Your certs are good forever as long as you maintain competency in that process by documenting that you are welding with that process every 6 months. If you work at a shop where certification is important, they will track that. They will have a welder certification database that says, you know, basically every 6 months somebody's going to check a box saying, yep, you're still welding that, or the weld inspector's going to pull you in and make you run a couple beads. Places that code compliance is very important, they do that. Most places you're going to be on your own doing certs, and what that looks like is you need to document what you do on a daily basis. Maybe not daily basis, but weekly basis. If you're not welding much flux core and you want your flux core cert to stay current, take pictures of and detail something you did every week. Like, oh yeah, I welded this. Put pictures on Instagram. It's probably the only useful feature of Instagram to document what you welded that week. But as long as you've got that, you've got something to go back and say, no, my cert's still good. Because see, look, on this date I did this. I was welding. I was confident with that process. My weld certs are still good. The other thing you need to think about is the CWI can make you retest at any time. If they see evidence that you are not welding at code level, they can actually pull your cert and make you recert at any time. That almost never happens, but it's an option. I've seen places where that almost happened, and cooler heads prevailed, but the CWI can do that. They can pull your cert and make you retest at any time. So anyway, hope that answered a bunch of your questions. You'll have more. Come and find me in the lab. Come find me online. I'll answer them the best I can. Thanks.